Hey everyone, welcome to my course on e-commerce conversion rate optimization. My name is Csaba Zajdo and I'm the CEO and co-founder of OptiMonk. I first started working with e-commerce sites more than 20 years ago, and I have about 20 years of e-commerce CRO experience. I started my first e-commerce agency in 2006, and I actually launched my first course on e-commerce conversion rate optimization in 2008, which was like 16 years ago. In that past 16 years, I worked with hundreds, if not thousands of e-commerce businesses. So what I realized in the past 16 years is that the principles of conversion rate optimization haven't changed that much, but the application of all these tactics, methodologies, and techniques that's needed to optimize and boost conversions is very, very different for small and large enterprises. And what I'm going to teach you today is how you can best leverage your very limited resources and how you can get the most out of your current traffic and your current marketing. Before I get started, just a few words about OptiMonk. So OptiMonk is an e-commerce conversion rate optimization platform with all the tools required to boost e-commerce sales, from basic pop-ups to advanced AI-powered personalization. There are more than 30,000 e-commerce brands all over the world using OptiMonk, and we've won all kinds of different awards, and we've been awarded leader and high-performance awards by G2 in the past 3 years continuously. So let's see what I'm going to teach you today. First, I'm going to introduce you to the key principles of conversion rate optimization and how all these principles apply to small and medium businesses. Second, I will introduce you to the key concept and techniques to A/B testing, and I will show you in action how you can actually launch meaningful A/B tests for your e-commerce site. Third, I will introduce you to pop-ups and other overlays, which I think is probably the most useful technology or set of technologies for small businesses to boost e-commerce sales. Fourth, I will introduce you to the more advanced concept of personalization, how you can create personalized experiences for your customers, which will not only improve their retention and their customer experience, but it will also improve your bottom lines. And fifth, I will introduce you to the exact process we are using with our clients to boost their e-commerce conversion rates. Using this practical process and these steps, you will be able to launch your own A/B testing and your own campaign and execute all these CRO tactics on your own. All right, now let's start with the introduction to conversion rate optimization. First of all, let's see what is conversion rate optimization. According to Google, it's the practice of increasing the percentage of users who perform a desired action or conversion on a website. So while this is technically true, I like to think about conversion rate optimization in a more generic sense, which is more about basically growing your e-commerce sales. So I think conversion rate optimization is about growth and about better monetizing your existing traffic. And probably that's why we usually not just talk about conversion rate optimization, but conversion optimization in general, which will not only improve the conversion rates, but it will also help you, as you will see, improve the average order value, increase retention, and also improve your margins. Now let's talk in general, why do we have to bother with conversion optimization? If we have a look at the interest of your visitors, and we assume that when they click on your ads, their interest is the highest, let's take it 100%, we will see that as the time goes by, their interest drops significantly. Even after just a few minutes or 1 hour, their interest is way down from their original 100%. After a day or a week, it's only a small fraction of their original interest. And with all the marketing techniques, with all the email, SMS marketing, we attack these users basically with messages after this initial high interest period. And with conversion rate optimization, what we can do is really leverage this high interest and work with the user and help them in this early period when their interest is still the highest. Now let's talk about a couple of myths that I've seen around conversion optimization. The first is there are some magic formulas that always work. Unfortunately, there are no such silver bullets. There are definitely techniques and tactics that we recommend testing out, but still there's a chance that they will not work for your brand in particular. The second myth is that conversion rate optimization is just all about A/B testing. Now, A/B testing is important because you have to test all these conversion rate optimization techniques out. You have to test whether they actually work for you or not. But as you will see, conversion optimization is much more than just A/B testing. The third myth is that you have to invest a lot to get started. If you watch a typical CRO course or you do a certification, you can easily feel that this is the most complicated area or expertise in the world. And yes, it's true that there's a lot of complexities that you can get involved too if you want to, but it's super easy to get started, as you will see, and you can have your first conversion optimization campaigns up and running in a matter of minutes. The fourth is that it's something that you have to do only once. Unfortunately, just like as with marketing or with other parts of your business, you cannot just check it once. While having a one-time conversion optimization campaign can be useful and it can do wonders to your bottom line, ideally, it will also build into your habits of your company, and you will think about conversion rate optimization just as you are thinking about traffic generation in general. The fifth is my favorite, is that you don't have the time or money to do conversion optimization. I totally accept that you are busy and you have a lot on your plate, but investing a lot of energy in getting people and getting traffic to your site and then just letting them go away without converting, without buying, without actually generating a positive return on your investment is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. But of course, I'm not saying that conversion optimization has to be your top priority all the time. There are many cases where traffic generation, for example, is a much more important part of your business. If you have a good conversion rate, but you don't have enough traffic to your website, then of course, you have to work on the traffic first. Now let's talk about the special challenges you face with e-commerce conversion rate optimization. First of all, there's the issue of quantity, scaling issues. If you have a B2B or a SaaS website, you usually have a couple of pages that you have to optimize. If you have an e-commerce business with thousands of different products, then of course you have thousands of product pages and often hundreds of category pages that you have to optimize. Running meaningful A/B tests on hundreds or thousands of pages is a very different game than just optimizing one landing page or a few landing pages. The second is that there can be huge differences in the customer journey and the complexity of the sale, depending on what you sell. If you are selling low-priced gadgets or you are selling super expensive things like furniture, for example, the whole customer journey can be very, very different. And using the same techniques that often work for low-priced items doesn't necessarily work the same way for example, high-priced products. The third is there are, of course, logistic and trust issues. If you are selling a SaaS tool, everything that can be done about that tool or the software can be shown online. But if you are selling a physical product, often it's challenging to show everything that needs to be shown about that product. There are also issues about cross-border e-commerce. So if you are selling to multiple countries or all over the world, then it can be a very different game to sell to your people in your own country or to send to people from China, for example. And the fifth challenge, which I see, is often that the role models are not ideal. For example, copying Amazon for a small business is usually a very bad idea. Amazon is all about speed, choice, and price. 3 areas where you cannot compete as a small business. Now let's see the top 3 types of conversion rate optimization strategies. The first is A/B testing, which is probably the most common data-driven optimization strategy in the world. The second category is what I call pop-ups. It includes all kinds of overlays and techniques which help to nudge the visitors to the desired direction. The third category is what I call personalization. It's about improving the relevancy of your messages and creating a more personalized, more tailored user experience to every visitor on your website. Now let's see each of these categories one by one.